Alrighty, hello guys, welcome your faces back to another video on my channel. Today we are back in STORMWORKS yet again, and today we're going to be taking a look at a bunch of my projects that either aren't finished yet or aren't on the workshop yet. And honestly, there are quite a few, not gonna lie. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump into it, and I'll show you guys through each one of them. Okay, so starting out, we actually have this thing right here called the Big Duck. This is actually the first locomotive, or first steam locomotive I used, or started building, when the pistons actually came out for the trains. Now, honestly, I do think this thing looks really cool. I do really like it. However, it didn't end up working quite as well as I wanted it to. It doesn't beat any speed records or anything like that, but it does look really cool. It also is very much reminiscent of the A4 Pacific, the train that it is modeled after. So, yeah, I actually really like this one. Unfortunately, never really going to get back to it, I don't think, so this one probably cancelled. But anyway, let's move on to the next one. Okay, so this thing right here is the 666, unfortunately, devil's number. This is our Frantic freight diesel locomotive. Honestly, this thing is actually really awesome. Let's go ahead and have a little look on the inside really quickly, and I'll show you guys what it's all about. So, we can actually drive it from this side, which is quite nice. We can go through. You start the engines in the middle, which is awesome. And then you go back to the other side, and you can also drive it from here, which is also quite nice. Unfortunately, oh, this isn't actually the most updated version. But unfortunately, I'm not very good with interiors, and I feel like that's the thing that I'm struggling with this thing. So I might get this one done, I might update this one in the future, but for now, this one is on hold. Okay, the next thing is our steam locomotive right here, our war train. As you guys can see, it does have the guns on the front, it has the ammunition on the front as well, and this thing does actually get up to pretty decent speeds. In fact, I think this one is quicker than this one over here, which is kind of strange because this one's streamlined, but yeah. If I knew more about boilers when I didn't mean to do that one. If I knew more about boilers when I built that one, I think it would have been faster than this one, but I'm not sure. I could be wrong about that. I don't know. But anyway, am I going to go ahead and continue with this? Probably. The answer is probably. However, it is going to take some time to actually get back to this one, I think. I need the motivation to actually start building on it again, and honestly, I don't think I have that right now. Which is really unfortunate, because I did want to get it done. But what I might do with this is I might upload it to the workshop with a few of the train cars that I have sort of ready, and we can go from there. But honestly, pretty cool steam locomotive. Think it's really cool. Obviously, I haven't got the tender right here, but that's pretty awesome too. And yeah, actually not too bad. Okay, the next thing is this thing right here, of course. This is our flying car. I don't know whether you guys will have seen this yet, but essentially I built this on stream yesterday, and what it does, it might actually be broken in the mission editor, which is kind of unusual. But essentially, it has the ability to fold out its wings, like so. It has the ability to fold its wings backwards into position like this. Unfortunately, it seems a bit broken, but I think that's the mission editor. But this thing can fly, and it does fly, and it also drives around on the ground. Pretty awesome. It's not really done, though, to be honest. I wanted it to have a diesel engine. It currently doesn't, and my favorite part about it is actually the headlights. So if we go ahead and press 1, bam! It's got pop-up headlights. Kind of cool, right? Kind of awesome. Anyway, go ahead and close the door. We don't need to talk about this one anymore. Alright, next thing. I don't think this one is on the workshop yet, but I feel like it should be. This one does actually work quite well in terms of what it is. So you can actually jump inside this one. You can drive it around. Key button to start it. We got this button right here, which is for the hood, if you wanted to lift up the hood or the bonnet. And then we've got this right here, which is, of course, our rockets. If we go ahead and do this, we can actually fire those off. Bam! Bam! Pew! How cool is that? They're actually really cool. But yeah, this is actually one of my favorite projects so far. I feel like it needs a little bit more detail on it, and it would be awesome. But yeah, this isn't too shabby, this one. So this might go in the workshop very soon. I'm not sure, though. Alright, next thing. This is when the mining update came out, and honestly, it's actually really awesome. So, this is our mining vehicle. I don't know how you actually get into this, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like we might have just teleported in every single time. But you get up here, you go into this little bit right here, and this is where you drive it from, which is actually a helm where you're stood up, which is kind of crazy, but yeah. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and throttle up, and there you go. It's got a modular engine inside, which is pretty awesome. The other thing that you can do with it is actually lower and lift up these guys. You can turn on the drill just like so, and then when you want to deposit them, you go ahead and you flip it upwards. I don't know how to do that, actually. I think just like this, and... Oh, is it broken now? It's been a little while since I actually tested this thing, but it might actually be a bit broken. Oh, no. That's kind of sad. All right, try and ram it past. Oh, yikes. Wait, boom up, boom down. Hang on, that might be a thing that I need to do. It's not. Okay, but anyway, it used to be that you could actually lift this up and over. It would slide in over this, and you would be able to lower it into the cargo hold at the back. Unfortunately, I feel like this might be a version that's a bit broken. But yeah, if we deleted those lights, that would come up and over and lower it into... Actually, I think it's there. It all falls into there, which puts it in these hoppers, which is pretty awesome. Honestly, this thing is actually pretty cool. It's just a shame we didn't continue with it, to be honest. But yeah, might actually continue with this in the future. Not sure, though. Alright, so moving on to boats. This thing right here was built on stream not that long ago, to be honest. I feel like it's a little bit bigger than it should be. It was designed around a rib. It has outboard motors, which are actually pretty awesome. They do totally work. And they do actually slide from side to side if you need them to. And honestly, that is quite cool. They are very cool. I might have to use those on a smaller boat and maybe just do one of those engines. That could be sick, actually. That could be really, really awesome. But yeah, I've got no plans to actually continue with this one. It was just a quick stream. I thought it would be fun. And it was. It was actually really fun. Alright, moving on. This is the mothership for our little submarine. As you guys can see right there, our submarine is docked to it. We have the mothership as well. And this thing has a big old winch on it. I don't know what this is for. Presumably putting out fires. I can't actually remember. But yeah, I think that's for putting out fires. Is this winch for anchoring? I think it is. Yeah, okay, that's an anchor winch. We have storage for a container right here on the front as well. If we go inside, we have some other things going on in here too. A bedroom right there. If we go in here, we got a little bit of a med bay. If we go on the other side, I think we got another bedroom. And that is awesome. I don't know whether we've got a way of going downstairs. I feel like there should be a way of going downstairs. I just don't know where it is. So, there might be a way down. I don't think there is, actually, now that I'm looking in here. Yeah, there doesn't seem to be a way down. But anyway, this is all a mothership for this thing right here, which is a submarine that is able to dive down, actually move around. It is quite good. It does work, and that is awesome. We've also got whatever this is going on up here. I don't know what this is. Generators, and it actually works quite well. Don't think it's on the workshop, though, but I don't think I've got any plans to add it to the workshop either. I might add just the submarine, but not the mothership. Yeah, probably. Okay, so what is the next thing? Well, the next thing is this right here. This is, of course, our free-to-use hull that I haven't added to just yet, but honestly, this thing is getting there. It is totally getting there. We added some engines last time. We have a crane on this thing. It moves all by itself, which is awesome. It has a little bit of a stabilizer, and yeah, I don't know whether we're going to add guns to this or what. I don't know what the ship actually is. I'm not going to lie. But yeah, it does work. It runs. It looks quite nice. And I'm actually really happy with it. Don't know whether it's going to go on the workshop again. But I would assume that this one is going to go on the workshop. Especially now that we've added an extra engine. Or an actual engine. Okay, the next thing is this right here. A bunch of you guys do actually ask about this one quite a lot. This is, of course, our modern warship, and I think this got a little bit out of hand, to be honest. I tried to make a hangar for it. The hangar does sort of work. If we go ahead and push these doors. Oh, I think everything's a little bit... I don't know why, but I think everything's a little bit broken in here. And I really don't know why. Maybe if I put them on medium? Okay, yeah. But these doors did actually work before. They just don't work now, and I'm not sure why. But anyway, they opened up, and they would allow you to push a helicopter inside the hangar if you wanted to. There was also this, actually, for the sides as well, just in case you wanted to put a rib in here. But we never got to the point where we could actually do that, so kind of unfortunate, but I don't know. It is still quite a cool ship, I suppose. It is, yeah. Alright, the next thing is, of course, our aircraft carrier. A bunch of you guys do ask about this thing all the time, and I don't want to put it on the workshop. I really don't. It is in no fit state for the workshop. It is not good enough for me. There's just too much to it that we've done, and it's just a little bit stuck, I guess. Which is really unfortunate, but Yeah, it was cool. It just didn't end up getting all the way to the point where I need it to get to in order to actually workshop it. But it was awesome. It was an awesome build. It was a very cool project. It's just unfortunate that it got to the point where it got a little bit of into a shambles, which is what happens to a lot of my projects, to be fair. They get a little bit too complicated. There's a little bit too much on them, and then they get, I don't know, they get postponed, and then they never work, which is how a lot of my projects go. But this thing is actually really, really cool. I do like it. It's just unfortunate that I had to bench it, to be honest. Oh, and there's another story to it, sorry. It actually has the hangar up there. It has another hangar down here. It's obviously got the engine room, and then it's got nothing back here. But this thing actually really, really cool. Just unfortunate that we can't really finish it. Okay, next thing is actually our aircraft for our career mode. This thing actually looks awesome. I think it's one of my best looking aeroplanes that I've built. And unfortunately, we've crashed it in the hardcore career mode series at the moment. But I do want to get back to that, and I will probably end up editing this a little bit more, fixing it a little bit more, and then maybe uploading it to the workshop once it is suitable. Whether it's going to get to that point or whether it's not going to get to that point, I don't know, but maybe. The answer is, it might get on the workshop, it might not. But it has a little sleeping quarters in the front. It's got a load of seating areas as well, just in case we need to rescue loads of people. We have cargo fuel, and we also have our own fuel as well, of course. This thing is also able to actually lift up a boat. If you want to fly around towing a boat, it can do it with its mighty engines. Because, yeah, they're quite big. They are. But again, this thing might end up on the workshop, might not end up on the workshop, not sure just yet. Alright, moving on to the next thing. This is our Coast Guard Thingamabobby. Honestly, this thing is looking pretty lovely. I think it looks actually really good. Again, it's going to suffer from one of those things of, I'm not very good at some things in the game, and if I'm not very good at something, I generally don't finish it. But this is actually looking lovely. It has retractable landing gear. They do fold in. The front one folds in too. And it does look really nice. I do want to add more interior to it, but what I might do is upload it as a little bit of a hull or a husk, and you guys can do whatever you want with it. That might be an option for pretty much all of my builds, to be honest. But yeah, this one especially, I think the plane itself is looking pretty good. It just needs a little bit of TLC, and it'll be awesome. But again, workshop, probably. Let me know if you guys want any of these on the workshop, by the way, except that aircraft carrier, because I don't have a modded workbench anymore, and I don't want to go through the hassle of getting one. Although, actually, I might. We'll see. Anyway, let's move on to the next one. Okay, so this thing right here is, of course, our water bomber Thingamabobby, and honestly, this is quite a cool creation. It just didn't end up working. The thing that I really don't like about it is actually the bottom. I think the hull, the fuselage, doesn't look very good. I think the wing section itself looks awesome, but the fuselage looks, I don't know, it's lacking a little bit, and it's not quite how I wanted it to look. So this one was benched, unfortunately. But I might do something with the wings in the future, maybe, I'm not sure. But yeah, again, let me know if you want this thing on the workshop. And finally, we actually have this thing, which is the Lemon. As you guys can see, the Lemon has two massive cannons on the front. We can actually shoot those, as you guys can see. And it is pretty deadly, I'm not gonna lie. There is more to it, though. We have bomb bay doors, because it is a bomber. And we should be able to drop things out of it, just like so. Actually, that has a huge bomb in it. How do I drop that? It won't actually let me drop the... Oh, there we go. Bomb has gone, and... there we go. Sick. This was another one that was actually built on stream. I do think it looks pretty awesome, but again, it suffers from the thing of, I don't know if I want to finish this, and also, it got a little bit complicated, so I'm unsure what to do with it. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below if you want to see this on the workshop too. Anyway, for right now, I think I'm going to end this video here. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this sort of recap, and also catch up with all of my different projects. And, yeah, let me know which one you guys actually like the most out of all of them. Anyway, for now, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it. See you next time. Goodbye.